Stay tuned as we check out this exclusive Marvel Legends binary form, Captain Marvel. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. Today, of course, another Marvel Legends review. That is why you are here. And in front of me, we have the binary form version of Captain Marvel. Now, in the US, I believe this is going to be a Walmart exclusive, but I'm in the UK, of course, so I managed to get mine a tiny bit early thanks to Indemand Toys. But as we are so close to the release of the film, this could start hitting shelves anytime now. So go and start checking those Walmarts. But yes, this is the fourth Captain Marvel figure, if you believe it or not, that we've got before the film's even released. So I will do comparisons with the lot, but it is associated with no particular wave. As we have a look at the back here, there's no builder figure or anything. It is a single packed Walmart exclusive. It says Captain Marvel channels her powers of cosmic energy manipulation to access an elevated binary form that lets her blast down any galactic threats. So we've seen teasers of that in the trailer, but yeah, I'm sure we will see a full binary form in the movie. So yeah, very excited for that. But as you can see, she comes with some accessories that we've seen before, but I don't think we've seen these giant balls before. Giant balls, yeah, I probably shouldn't have described them that way, but I have. On the top, we get the star from Captain Marvel. So yeah, without further ado, let's get Carol Danvers open up. And here we have Captain Marvel out of the box, looking very nice, showing off her binary effects, but only on her hands, forearms, and then a little bit on the upper arms. The rest of the figure is exactly the same as the previous Captain Marvel we got, as you can see, as a very quick comparison. The only difference is obviously the hair and the arms, but I'll show you off a proper comparison in a minute. I thought I'd show off this figure first. So, of course, she comes with some accessories. So she doesn't come with any interchangeable hands, so you're only going to have this effect with her fists. But it does work very nicely with that translucent yellow. I'm sure some light behind it will make it pop a little bit more, but it is very translucent. And you can see the hair is nice as well. Again, I'll show you that detail in a minute. Just accessories though, she comes with these little flexible rubbery effects that actually one of them comes packaged on the box. Now we've seen these before very recently with Scarlet Witch, for example. I think I've got Scarlet Witch here. So yeah, it's the same effect. Scarlet Witch has them in red. Captain Marvel has them in a sort of orangey yellow. But yeah, they're something we've seen before. Now these giant balls, as I described them, I've never seen before. Now we get two of these. I thought these would break apart, but they're not. They're quite solid, but they're soft enough so you can actually plug them in to her hand. So you can actually have both effects on there, which is quite nice because it looks like it's a trail off from her sort of cosmic balls. I don't know how else I could describe them. I know that sounds ridiculous, but until I've seen the film, they're cosmic balls. So yeah, if you're going to have her in a flying pose or something, you can get her displaying them like that. Again, get her on a flight stand, she's going to look a lot better. But yeah, I like the hair as well. But I like when figures can show off their abilities in figure form. And I like what Hasbro have attempted to do here. Looks decent. And again, they're always accessories that you can use on other figures as well. Mix and match and all that. So there's that. So I'll keep them on while I show you the other head. So I'll pop that off. I'll show you this one in more detail in a minute when I compare it to the previous one. And then there's this one. And it plugs on. And on first glance, you know, it looks like the neck and the skin tone on the face are a little bit different, which is bugging me a little bit. But maybe I'm wrong. I'll look when I zoom in. So this one, obviously, you can see her eyes are a little bit orange, and then she has the fire mohawk, which is a nice effect. So again, get her on a flight stand, get her in a decent flight pose, and she's going to look very, very nice. Again, I'm not the guy you go to for posing, but I like what Hasbro have tried to do here. So let me get into some comparisons of those head sculpts and the previous Captain Marvels we've got. So here's a quick comparison of the two head sculpts. Now, as you can see, they're exactly the same sculpting. It's just the paint that is different. So obviously, people were definitely not a fan of this Brie Larson head. I agree, it doesn't look like Brie Larson. I don't have it displayed, unfortunately, but I see what they were trying to do. This particular style for the hair definitely works more on this new flame on effect because her hair's on fire and it's swinging to the side. And yeah, for some reason, it just looks a lot better, this particular sculpt, for this effect. But there is your comparison for those two heads. So here is the comparison of the other head, and my mind wasn't playing tricks on me. I did notice that the skin tone was different from the neck to the face, and that is because on this version there is no skin on the neck, it's blue. So, and this one sits a little bit higher on the neck peg, so this one actually is a tiny, I'm talking millimeters taller than this one. So yeah, there are differences, but very minor. Obviously the eyes are white, and then on this one they are orange, but then the mohawk is the big difference. I really like the fire mohawk, but I do like both of these head sculpts. But as I was spinning it around, you can clearly see that the skin tone on the neck definitely shows off a little bit more. But all these heads are interchangeable. Like, I'm sure I can swap them around, so I'll do that when I compare the rest of the figure. So when I've got all three figures lined up like this, it makes me feel like an idiot because Hasbro have basically got me to buy 3 different figures. It reminds me of that Simpsons episode where they're buying that Malibu Stacy doll because it's got a new hat. It's got a new jacket. We've had to buy it. That's what it reminds me of. But yeah, it's basically the same figure with minor differences. But I'm an idiot. I've brought them all. I'm a sucker for the MCU. What can I say? So I'm assuming you can swap all these heads and use these effects with any of the figures you wanted to. So for an example, if you didn't want her arms all powered up, but you wanted it to display some effects, you wanted that head on this one, you didn't want her arm to be yellow, but you wanted maybe her hand to be yellow. So I'm going to pop off the hand on this version. So plug in the hand on that one. And then there you go. There is definitely room for interchangeable tweaking, changing parts and all that good stuff. I've literally just took off the fist and plugged it in this one and swapped the head. So again, I'm sure you could do that on this and mix and match. So yeah, with these 3 figures, definitely room. I'm not going to do all the possibilities you could do because there are lots of pieces here. But yeah, lots of opportunity for mix and matching with the pieces and accessories to make your ultimate MCU Captain Marvel. So there you go, there's a quick shot of all the 4 Captain Marvel figures that Hasbro have released before the film has even come out. So again, you can use these accessories even on this Star Force version if you wanted to. Again, mix and match. That's why I like all these accessories. I like when we have posing options for our displays. You can do anything you want, and I do actually quite like the orange standing out on that purple, that green outfit. But yeah, these are your 4 versions of Captain Marvel. So which is your favourite? Me personally, I've turned this one into Dr. Minerva on my shelf, and I'm displaying these ones across my MCU display. But I definitely don't use that masked head. I'm using that one. But yeah, there are 4 versions of Captain Marvel. So there you have it, binary form Captain Marvel. And again, I do think she's going to pop on your display. You just need to find the right place for her. Get yourself a flight stand, put her fighting some villains, and she's going to look good. Again, the film is out very, very soon. So I've got all of these figures and I haven't even seen the film yet. But again, I'm a sucker for the MCU. But you let me know, what are you thinking of the Captain Marvel figures from Marvel Legends so far? Do they make you excited about the film? Do they not make you excited? I'm very curious to hear people's thoughts. As for me, the MCU hasn't let me down yet. And I think people are just clamoring for Avengers Endgame and not giving Captain Marvel a chance. But the early reviews from the critics are very good. So I'm excited. I've got my tickets front and center. So I'll let you know very soon what I thought. But until then, people, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Much appreciated. Plenty more reviews to come from Marvel Legends this year. It isn't going to slow down. So yeah, I'm sure I will see you again on the next one.